Good morning, and welcome to Mindset Monday. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing this. That's right. It's Mindset Monday. Here
Oh,
we
look at
are.
this filter.
I know. I know. Look at me. Not a wrinkle.
Oh, me neither. Look,
58 years
I
old
look
and
like
not a wrinkle.
Sylvester Stallone.
You actually do, except for I was just saying to Eve, I was watching Tulsa King. Oh my God, we're doing a podcast. I'm Shelley Butler,
Oh, I'm Yves Doucet.
and this is Mindset Monday. Welcome.
I think the camera should be a little. Anyways, really just that after.
Okay.
Okay, I
Look it
look
up.
like short or something.
Oh,
I want people to see my look my
we got these chairs in here when we were doing an
it's the
interview.
chair.
Yeah,
It's the
I
chairs.
think we just changed
It's
chairs.
not
So
my height.
it's
It's the
not
chairs.
you, it's the
It's not me. It's
chairs.
the chair.
Yeah,
Chair
yeah.
pose.
We shrink as we get older. I turned 58 this weekend, so
Happy birthday.
did I
Did,
shrink?
did, does it matter? Are you expanding or shrinking? It's a choice.
I am definitely expanding. It's a choice. I don't think it's a choice. My mom, we went out to Red Satay in Dieppe with my mom because there's no stairs there, so we could walk in. And man, oh man, Mama is doing fantastic.
And how old is your mom?
91. She'll be not
And yeah, and you're taking it out to restaurants. Pretty amazing.
right that
Yeah.
she's still able to come with us. It was so nice to have the whole family together. It's not often that we do that
Oh,
anymore,
everybody
right?
was there. Nikki.
Everybody was there.
Okay.
Nikki and
Okay.
Glenn and Cheryl and
Okay.
Debbie and Jordan and Mom, Leonard.
I was gonna see.
Yeah.
I think you're forgetting someone.
Yeah,
Or
Leonard.
Leonard. Leonard.
Leonard. Yeah. Mom even bought my birthday supper. I
Oh.
know. That's what I said. Thank you, Mama. So, Eve Doucet, beyond the doing.
Shelley Butler.
We're having an event. I say we because I'm part of the
You
team.
are part of the
Yeah.
team.
And so we're
You are.
I know, and I
Part of my
love that.
life. How can you not be part of the team?
I love that.
Mhm.
I love that. So we are having an event this weekend, Saturday actually, from 9
Saturday.
to 4. Is it 3?
9 to 4.
9 to 4. So we switched the time from 8 to 3 to 9 to 4. Okay, I love that. I love that for those people
Somebody
that
asked, but yeah, she didn't buy tickets. What? She,
ah,
people like that. Like, can you do this? Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, maybe she's
Doesn't
going to buy
matter.
a ticket. Last minute Moncton. It's what we call it, last minute Moncton, right? So if you haven't got your ticket, there are still some available. And this time of year, and Eve mentioned that in a post that he did yesterday. This time of year, we are all doing.
Hmm.
We're all
Busy?
going, we're all busy, being busy. But in actuality, this is the time to be in reflection, isn't it? This is the time to stop all the doing and just be so grateful. I think the year end, the way that we finish strong in my little workout group, we do a finish strong challenge every year, and it's about the mindfulness. It's about mindful eating. It's
Mhm.
about creating space. And I find that because of it, I'm healthier and happier. I don't start January 1st with that 10 pounds on and being in the suffering. So, what are you
So,
still doing that you've outgrown? So we talk about this a lot at Dovico, and a lot of our staff will get into the same doing year after year, the same release notes that they've had since since the 1900s, and we have to kind of we kind of have to stop doing that, don't we? Just because we did it yesterday, do we have to do it today?
well, I've realized that like we believe that we believe that we are our personality. Like there's rarely a day that goes by and people would say, well, that's the way I am, right? I do these things, that's the way I am. And it's true until you realize that you have a choice, right? So it's the way so you're doing eventually becomes a habit, and your habit eventually becomes your personality, and your personality eventually becomes a disease,
Yeah.
right? And so so people say, well, I don't want to be sick. I don't want to have the life that I have. I don't want to have the same relationships over again. I hate my job. I don't want to be alone. We talked about that this morning.
Yep.
I need to do things to be part of something.
Yep.
I need to do things to be fulfilled. And then eventually you get bored of these things, right?
Yeah.
And that's boredom sets in. I don't want to be bored. Have you heard that before?
I have heard that before. It's
Hmm.
interesting. It was brought up in my life a little while ago by one of my girlfriends. She mentioned about boredom in the bath, actually.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, because I remember using the word a lot, but it's been years since
Yeah.
I've been
So,
bored.
so the reason you're not bored
Hmm.
and your friend is bored is because she's stuck in the doing and you're not,
Oh,
right?
exactly. We were talking about being in the bath. How do you stay in the bath for any length of time? 5 minutes. I'm so bored. I got to get out.
But that's not why she's bored.
No.
She's bored because she's stuck in the doing.
Yeah.
So, in other words, every time you do something, you get a shot of dopamine, right?
Yeah.
And that dopamine keeps you active. So you do something else and that get another shot of dopamine, right? So let's take it as you're buying a gift. You get a shot of dopamine. You buy another gift, shot of dopamine, a bigger gift, a
Yeah.
bigger gift,
Yeah.
a bigger gift. And it's not that, so every time you do it, you need to get more. Well, that's by definition an addiction. And all addiction eventually is an escape. And all escapes leads to boredom and you need to get more and more and more. So we're stuck in this treadmill of more and more and more. And eventually we get tired. The body gets tired. And that's when disease sets in. And that's where like the results that you're looking in life doesn't set in. So in order to, and I'm not saying you have to do nothing. I'm saying you have to replace the doing with something bigger. And that something bigger is an elevated or a higher intention and an elevated emotion.
Hmm.
So you've replaced your doing with a higher intention
Yeah.
and an elevated emotion.
Yeah.
And that way, anything that you do is an expansion of your space,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Everything that you do, even I would say to your friend, if you're getting bored in the bath, stay in the bath, stay uncomfortable in the bath,
Oh,
right?
and that's exactly what I said. Find something that'll keep you there. See, the thing is your mind is going to go on about the doing, about the tasks that are set in front of you. We have a difficult time of creating the space of uncomfortable.
See, I would say to your friend, bring a journal,
Yeah.
come to the bath,
Yeah.
and every time you have a thought, write it down. And next to it, write the emotion that it brings towards you.
Hmm.
And pretty soon, the brain will see that you are stuck in your past.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the emotion of the past.
Yeah.
And that's the task, becoming aware that we are stuck. If you want a different life, you're going to have to change something about your habits, your
Absolutely.
personalities. You're going to
Absolutely.
have to change something about the way you see yourself,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah, you are.
so
Yeah.
why do we escape as humans? Well, we're not the only mammal on the planet to escape. Like dolphins do that too. We escape because we're afraid of seeing ourselves. We escape because we're afraid to be ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what we start doing. So beyond the doing is about is it's not about doing things to get something. It's about doing things to expand yourself. It's
Yeah.
letting go of the doing in order for you to like become less bored.
Yeah. To not have that boredom in your life anymore.
Yeah.
To not be always having to have the list in front of you so you can feel fulfilled and satisfied. See, a lot of people believe that the to-do list, the longer my to-do list, the more worthy I am for this life.
Like
I
it
obviously have purpose if I have
it
a big to-do list.
let me just like give you an example of how scary this is. Have you ever had a friend tell you the truth
Oh
about your
yeah.
feelings?
Yeah.
And that's scary, isn't it? When they tell
Yeah.
you the truth, you kind of step back and say, well, that's not true, but you know it's true. And you get mad a little bit at yourself and
Well,
your friend,
there's a
right?
little
You
anger
defend,
there.
yeah,
Yeah. A little defensive. Yeah. You
right?
feel like you've been judged.
Well, that's what judgment to yourself does.
Yeah,
Like it's scary to look at yourself and accept reality,
it is.
right? It's easier to just deflect and ignore and escape,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But nothing will change until you overcome the feeling of being you. And when you overcome the feeling of being you, something magical happens. You start to expand. And that's the purpose of life. It's to expand. It's
Mm-hmm.
to grow. It's to
Mm-hmm.
like to do something different every day, to be on the edge. So I would
Yeah.
say sit uncomfortably in the bath, as simple as it may seem, and then just write all the thoughts that you see. Just be honest with yourself and write the emotion that comes up. And just stay there longer. Put a timer in there, stay longer. Don't do anything except observe your thoughts. And when I coach people, because I do a lot of coaching, and I'm wondering, I ask you this question, what is it that I'm doing differently that I did last year? It's because I don't teach the one, two, threes of being present, right? I get you to be present,
Yeah, well, you
right?
meet us where we're at.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
don't have a book that says, well, you should be here at this age, you should be here, and then do the following. You don't do that. You meet people where they're at. And I've seen that. I've seen that in your teachings. I've seen that in your coaching, where, you'll expect people to say, a certain thing and they don't.
Hmm.
And I can see you. I'm not gonna, using the word dumb down is not accurate, but you actually take it down a notch, and you just say, "Oh, you're having trouble in the bath? Well, here, let me give you a few tools, right?" Instead of going, "Holy God, yeah, like you can't even sit in the bath for 15 minutes. What is wrong with you?" Right? You don't do that. You're like, "Oh my God, okay, this person has a tough time with being uncomfortable. This
Yeah.
person is super attached to the doing,
Hmm.
and they probably have no focus. So I'm
Well,
going to have to start,
yeah.
from this certain space, so I can meet them where they're at, so we can get them to focus. We can get them to be uncomfortable. We can get them to remove self. Now, we do have pillars and practices, and I just, named a few of them. And Eve does teach from those spaces. He doesn't necessarily say, how is your focus?
No, that's teaching the practices in the pillar. I teach from
From,
the
yes,
so I don't like I learned a long time ago. It's like teaching yoga to everybody. Not everybody wants to listen to your yoga moves, right? But I teach
yeah,
from the pillars, the practices, and the disciplines. So I have or foundations. So I have
mm,
three things: practices, pillars, and foundations, and I teach from them. I don't mention them. I teach
yeah.
from them. So teaching them is a different level. If you want to become a coach or a teacher, I'll teach you the pillars, the practices, and the foundations. But if you want to change your life, I teach from them because people don't relate well to like if I give you the five pillars, the five practices, the foundations, the 10 things that are going to change your life, people don't relate to that. They don't, there's no transformation that happens there,
No,
right? So you go to these, like I've been, and I love them. It was my escape. Remember my escape with Robin Sharma? Like I went to all of Robin Sharma's like top like motivational speakers in the world,
in the
right?
world,
I'm
like
talking about,
Deepak Chopra,
for example,
for example.
right?
Yeah,
And
you
so
can name many, many more of them.
they were all
Yeah,
there,
they were all there.
right?
Yeah,
All
the
right.
big boys were all there. But I got so much from that.
I did too,
Absolutely. But it was only just
but
just the start.
it was the doing
It
that
was the
changed.
doing.
So
Yeah.
the doing changed, but I didn't
Yeah.
change, right? So what I learned from that is, yes, I can go to, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like
Yeah.
read books. I did that too, right? But then eventually I said, I want to change. I want to change the way I see myself. I want to change the way I wake up in the morning. I want to wake up happy, excited. Like I want to wake up curious, full of energy.
Mm,
I want to wake up different, right? And so beyond the doing is not about giving up these great mentors. It's
no.
about giving up yourself, giving up the version of yourself that you see so that your mind, your life, and your body changes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like for me, when I would go and see these people, I mean, I would be so inspired. But what I found, and even with Robin Sharma's teachings, I would grab onto one thing. Not the dozen things that were sent out. I would grab onto one thing. The first time I went, I did 66 days,
Yeah, me too.
right? I did
Hmm.
66 days of something to see if that was true. Would this ritual or habit become a ritual? Like,
Yeah.
could it be something that it was super easy? So for me, I chose working out because working out in the morning seemed to be craziness to me. Like get up earlier to work out. Just see now I don't even think about it. Changing my coffee first thing in the morning to copious amounts of water,
Hmm.
to a gallon of water. It took 66 days
To change
before
that habit.
to change that habit. And I was able to do it, but I had to be super uncomfortable, super uncomfortable. I had to be super intentional. And to this day, I still drink like this much water before I ever touch a coffee.
Yeah,
Your brain shrinks overnight
it does.
quite a bit, and that needs the hydration. And we go into something that is not necessarily hydrating, right? So we have to be super, super careful with that. So, what belief or pattern is holding us back, Eve, from not always being in the doing? Like, why is it so hard for us to just like it's almost like we have to do a million things before we're rewarded that we can sit down, right? We do that. We go, 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 go. And then we sit down and we're like, oh, finally I get to sit down.
And then you sit down for half a minute, and then you're back at her
Absolutely. Absolutely. It
because
is.
you're addicted to the dopamine rush.
So it's the,
It's never going to be enough.
well,
You don't even see it.
so you said this over presents. So one thing I noticed is when people are shopping,
Yeah.
they're they're not strolling through the mall, right? They're really walking to the next, right? It's I don't even know if they know what they're going to buy, but it seems like when you're in the mall, people are a little like I feel the energy in there, and the energy to me is like a huge cloud, like a huge rain cloud, like it's so heavy in there. Is it because okay, I just got my dopamine rush, now I got to go to the next store to get another dopamine rush,
Yeah.
and then you're exhausted by the time you get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people don't like stroll and look at you and say, hello, how are you?
No, you're like you're going
Got to get to the next
like a
dopamine hit.
race. It's like an Olympian race. I got to spend all my money or something.
So you're like
Ma-
an addict.
Absolutely. 100%. I just said that.
Yeah.
That's the definition of an addict. It doesn't mean that you're in the mall doing it. You can be online shopping. You can't stop yourself. And then you say, well, why am I always running out of money? Or why am I running out of energy? Or why am I running out of friends? It's because you're addicted to the dopamine.
So it's truly finding different ways to have that dopamine hit.
Yeah, but this is the secret, Shelley. You don't need to do something outside to create dopamine. You just have to sit there and say, create dopamine.
Yeah.
I can create my own dopamine. I can create my own DMT. I can create my own BDMF. I just sit there and I create it.
Wow.
So if as soon as you realize that, well, why do you need anything? Well,
Yeah.
you're no longer like slaved to the dopamine rush of doing something to get that dopamine rush. You're already creating it inside of you.
Yeah.
Can't like right?
Yeah.
And it's the realization that we don't let the body become the mind. So when you're chasing the next dopamine rush, you're letting the body become the mind.
Yeah.
So the body is saying, do it this way, or I can't stay in the bath. That's the body telling the mind that the body is in charge. The body stores your past. That's where your emotional past is. Your trauma, your grandfather's trauma, your grandmother's trauma, your past. And it's saying, move. Okay.
Yep.
And you become subject to your past. Well, by definition, if you're subject to your past, you're not living in the present, you're living in the past. So you will have a past just like everybody else. You're predestined to follow the path of your ancestors.
Hmm.
And then we wonder why we're bored. We wonder why like we need more. We need more bigger houses, bigger cars, more trips, more events. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we
Yeah.
need that because we're being like trapped in this dopamine rush. It's just about dopamine.
It's so true, and it can be the other way as well. So I was out for a walk not too long ago with one of my girlfriends, and we got about halfway around the trail, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Shelley, I think you're gonna have to go get the car and come pick me up." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, tell me what's going on." And she's like, "Well, my feet hurt." And yeah, when you walk and you're sedate, right?
Yeah.
And your feet are going to hurt. I said, "Well, how's your heart and how's your lungs?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, no, that's all good. That's all good." And I was like, "Okay, great.
Oh,
Come on.
walk.
Come on. Yeah, come on. We got this. We'll go slower, right?" So we did. We got all the way around, but the dopamine hit that woman received, she was on fire. All of a sudden when we got back, she didn't need to sit down. She didn't need to get into the car.
Right.
Right? She jumped around. She was so thrilled that
Okay.
she actually did it.
Okay. So people will say, you know, do it's not the first reps, it's the last rep that matters, right?
Right?
It's like it's going do the uncomfortable. Well, what she did is she overcame her body.
Yeah.
She overcame her past.
Yes.
And
She
then
did.
in overcoming her past, she got another type of dopamine hit.
Yeah.
It's one that says, I can do
I can
this,
do this.
right?
And then it was, when's the next walk?
Right. So typically what we don't understand is that we need to do this constantly because the brain creates this delusion, right? That you need to stop or you need to do something. So so I would just say whatever you want to do, right? Do the opposite of what you want to do to
Mm-hmm.
overcome
Mm-hmm.
the way of being yourself.
Yeah.
If you want a different life, you're gonna have to, if you want to heal, if you want to change your life,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to do something that you haven't done before. So how many of us do something that we haven't done before each day?
Well, we don't.
Yeah, you have to be conscious of saying, I am going to do something that's on the edge today. I'm going to
Absolutely.
do something that I've never done before.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about climbing Mount Everest here. I'm talking about the small things like stay in the bath when you don't want to,
Yes.
stay in a conversation when you don't want to,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Do something that you don't want to do. You're overcoming the yourself. You're overcoming your personality.
Yeah.
You're overcoming your habits. And when you can overcome your habit, you produce self-confidence.
Yeah.
You produce another type of protein inside your body. And then you say to yourself, well, that was fun. And doing, you keep discovering, right? You keep playing around with what is it that I don't want to do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's absolutely so true. Our brain will tell us we can't, right?
Of
The
course.
pattern is clear. We haven't done it. I don't think I can make it all the way around the trail. When in actuality, the dopamine hit is just around the corner. Is just around the corner. It's uncomfortable for
It
sure.
is.
Your feet
Yeah,
can hurt.
it is.
But when your brain says that's the last push up, right? My brain will say, Shelley, that's the last push up you can do.
Do another
And
one.
well, do you know what? I know I probably got another five.
Right. So you know physically to do that.
Yeah.
We've been taught that at the gym. The
But
brain
mentally,
mentally understand that your personality creates
yeah,
like your personality, the way that you've been drive the things that you do. And by definition, therefore you're stuck in your past. Now, if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, it creates a habit, creates a personality. The personality creates the addiction.
yeah,
The addiction becomes a dis-ease,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And you can convince yourself
Now,
that addiction is so necessary. I have to do that thing every day.
well, think about that. Like you exhaust yourself into doing, and then you reward yourself with bad food.
That's it.
And eventually that habit that of eating bad food doesn't matter what happens, you eat more sugar, that sugar becomes your personality. You can't stop eating sugar. Maybe it's a pop, you do that all the time,
Yeah.
and eventually that pop becomes diabetes too,
Six pops
right?
a day,
So,
and it becomes, yeah,
right, and then you have to take a
exactly.
pill because you can't stop,
And
right?
yes, exactly. And that's so true, And what we do to ourselves is we call it bad, right? We call it bad food. Well, it's bad food. Now we have this little bit of, so we do that as humans. We go, oh,
Absolutely.
those chips are bad,
Yeah, we call
right?
it bad.
We call it bad,
We
and
make
then
it
as
be
soon
bad.
as we call the chip
It's
bad,
gonna be bad.
right? We have guilt, we have shame, we have, as opposed to just eat the chips and
Yeah.
start the next day and just be fine with that. But when we do that to ourselves, when we have certain foods that are bad and certain foods that are good, it is a game that we play with ourselves, and your brain is going to mess you up every time. So food is food.
Yeah.
Stop yo-yoing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm on
Yeah,
this
you have another
thing right
question?
now.
Yo-yoing?
Yeah, I've been on the yo-yo my entire
What's the
life.
6-7? What is that?
Oh, you'll have to talk to Nicola.
I don't know what it is. People are doing that. I don't know what it is.
6'7",
They-
6'7". So it's a song, it's a rap song, and
okay.
then some basketball player was being interviewed, and he was like 6'7". So Nicola, being in school,
Right.
right, and all the kids.
Their
So
shoes.
what's the answer? 6'7", right? So she
I
did.
guess it was all over the parade on Saturday.
Yeah, right, and foof, like
Whatever.
most of our Facebook posts, they're having to explain to Eve and I. But my daughter, she's a school teacher, so she said, "You know what? I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to teach the children I'm going to do a whole session on 6'7", and
Can I go to?
they loved
Oh,
it.
she already did it.
She already did it.
Nick,
They
so
they
invite.
they liked it. She said they've been talking about it forever. But that is so Nicola is attuned, right, to meeting people where they're at.
I love
You
it.
know what? I can't they everything's 6'7". I can't get beyond it. You know what? Let's teach
Yeah.
six, and let's make
Six,
sure
seven.
6'7's part of it. I was so proud of her for doing that because that is all about meeting children where they're at. It's all about creating a space where they're enjoying themselves. Like,
Absolutely.
who cares? But she said being a
Hmm.
school teacher and having this 6'7" thing go around, right? So every time they raise their hand, Nicola knows that somebody's going to go 6'7".
6-7.
What's the answer? 6'7". So hilarious. Okay. My last question, because we have ran out of time. What is the cost, Eve? What is the cost of staying in the doing?
The cost of
The
say.
cost of staying in the doing based on like our energy, our relationships, their professional impact if we stay in the doing.
Well, what eventually happens is you start blaming people, right? The cost is like you're losing your life if you're. We talked about this not too long ago. If you're blaming people, or if you're blaming your parents, right? This is the way I am because of the trauma of my parents, or
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
trauma of my past.
Mm-hmm.
What is the cost of that? Well, we've had some people work for us, right? That they were stuck in their trauma of their past
Yes.
and they couldn't get out of it. So the cost for them, like I can think of 4 people right off the bat that worked for us that were stuck in their trauma of their past, blaming their past. They would say things like, I don't feel safe with you,
Yeah.
right? Because they were seeing the environment with their past and they lost their jobs.
Yeah.
That's the cost,
That's the
right?
cost.
So you lose friends. If you keep losing friends, that's the cost of living in the past.
Mm,
If you keep losing your jobs, that's the cost of living in the past.
mm.
Like the ROI is by far like simple here, right? The bigger cost though is disease,
Yeah.
which I found people like when you're living in the past is the disease, right?
Yep.
It's the lack of energy to do anything.
Yep.
It's the lack of abundance and freedom. Think about that. Not like you become isolated and lonely. That's the cost. You say, I can't deal with people anymore. So I kind of become lonely in my space. I don't have any friends. That's the cost, a lonely life, right?
Yep.
The cost of the cost on your body is like in your knees, in your shoulders, in your belly. The cost, like it is in the disease. How
Being in
many
the
people do
doing.
you know that take pills today?
Oh, everybody.
So
Absolutely
so if you,
everybody.
I was on the board of directors of Blue Cross for 12 years, right?
Yes, you must
The
have seen it.
only engineer there. So I'm an engineer. I'm not a medical doctor. I just look at trends, and the statistics are clear. The reason that we suffer so much with our healthcare, in other words, the lineups are huge and like the medical systems are going, the costs are going up. The reason those costs are going up, and we've discovered this at Dovico too, right?
Oh yeah.
It's because of chronic diseases.
Yeah.
And chronic diseases, 90% of chronic diseases, if not more, I don't know exact number, but it's way over 90, right? Is caused by habits.
Yeah.
Too much pop, chronic disease,
Yep.
right? Mental, mental health is the number one cause of chronic disease in Canada and North America. And that's habit.
Yeah.
That's personalities.
Yeah.
And we discovered that. That's the cost. The cost is living your life. I'm, I don't know. I'm tired of answering the question because I'm thinking, well, I want to live a life, right?
Yeah, well, I don't want to live the same life as my grandparents and my
Of course
parents. I
not.
want to live a
A
different
different
life.
life.
And I had no idea that their DNA, the attachment that we have to all of that is within us. And so we're going to do those same things. Being in the doing is sucking your energy. You can be in the stillness of life and be absolutely so content.
Okay, so if you're being, what I'm going to leave you with this, right?
Okay.
Instead of being in the doing, be in the discovery. And if
Mm,
you're being a discovery, you're being an entrepreneur. You're being a possibilitarian. Remember that word? Like
yep.
you're saying, "Oh my God, this is possible,"
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, your finances changes, your health changes,
Yeah.
everything changes. Now I know this works, Shelley. I don't have to I don't like I'll give you a money back guarantee. The reason I know because we've measured it,
We've measured it.
and your health will increase
Yeah.
by 20%.
Yeah.
Wellness will increase by 20%. Right,
Yeah.
right?
Look at me. I'm 58 years old and my VO2 max testing shows that I'm 47. 47 years old.
I
I
love
look 47.
you do.
Well, this with
But
this
you're
filter. Helps. Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
so when you think about that, if your biometrics are telling you you're 47,
Yeah.
you've gained 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have gained 10 years. Like that is absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Mindset.
absolutely thrilled. It is
It's
it
mindset.
is mindset. It has everything to do with mindset. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's because you work out every day." Nope.
But you work out every day because of
I
mindset.
do, but
It's like,
yes, I exactly because of mindset. I want to be strong. I want to be healthy. I want to be out of my head. I want to be
yeah.
out of my head. I don't want to think about anything but what's productive. So I would get myself caught in my past and the oh woe's me because of my past, right? That is actually being in the doing. So Eve, sorry, because Eve did leave us with something wonderful, but I want to put a shout out to
Oh, okay.
Lori Steve. So
Hi, Lori.
Lori is always on here watching.
Uh,
Lori is always in the growth mindset. So Lori, I want to gift you a ticket.
oh, oh, there's your
You
shivers.
know,
You're so
I want to,
kind.
I know I'm going to cry a little.
Uh,
So I want to give you a ticket, Laura, because you have
oh,
been in growth mode for such a long time.
she has actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Lori's had a really, really rough year and is overcoming disease herself. And she has just been doing amazing. And I would love to gift you a ticket. And you can take on all the things that we do with Yves Doucet to make our lives just that much better.
I hope I see you there,
Yeah,
Lori.
I hope,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't want to put you on the spot. Who knows what's going on this
Mm,
weekend?
yeah.
And your birthday is coming up as well. Lori's birthday is December 2nd. So, yeah, I hope you don't mind. I never even asked you.
Of course not. No, I love Lori. Yeah, the more
Yeah,
the merrier. I think that's a great way, gift of something that you know will be a benefit to other people. Yeah,
Mhm.
and change their lives. So I
Yeah,
think Lori will change
absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Transformation is about to happen.
Yes.
Brace your
Okay. So it is Eventbrite. There's already a link. Deanne, thank you. And Felicia for chiming in and Trent for chiming in. Love you guys so much. Mwah. Have an amazing, amazing week. I'm Shelley Butler,
I'm Yves Doucet.
and this has been Mindset Monday. How are you showing up? I get your workout in too.